Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today with Ray Vlasic. Howdy, Ray.
Hi, Hank.
And Ray is the current president, right?
Right.
Of the Laurentian Lakes chapter of the North Country Trail Association, which is a nonprofit organization that works building the North Country Scenic Trail through 9 states?
Through 9 states, yeah. Well, 7 states.
7 states, okay.
7 states. New York to western North Dakota.
Yeah. And, you know, it's great to have you on the program today. I know, Ray, you've been dedicated to this for years. You started out with Itasca Moraine chapter.
Yes.
And about 5 years ago, we started a new one.
Right. We started the Laurentian Lakes chapter.
And I know you're here to talk about one of your upcoming hikes here. That, as this shows, will be the end this coming Saturday. So we're sitting down here on the Otter Tail River, and you guys can't see it, but we can see it. It's beautiful. But so you got the hike coming up at Itasca, your 6th annual.
Yes.
So what are we up to, Ray?
Well, first, you know, we're sitting here by the Otter Tail River, but this morning I was out working. We have 13 people working on the trail, volunteers working on the trail today, and just maybe about 3/10 of a mile from the Otter Tail River, but about 30 miles north of here.
Yeah, up by
Yeah.
Blackbird.
Right,
Yeah.
on the Blackbird Auto Tour in Tamarack National Wildlife Refuge. But, yes, we have our Trail Fest activity, and this is the 6th annual Trail Fest at Itasca Park. It's an event that we kind of co-sponsor with the Itasca Moraine chapter, and we have quite a few people, and it's been an all-day activity in the past, starting in the morning and going into the evening. This year we're starting right after lunch at 12:30. There's a couple longer hikes in the afternoon, a 4-mile hike and a 6-mile hike. Both of those hikes have shuttles, so the people will be shuttled back or shuttled to the starting point. After the hikes, there's some social time, and then there's a cookout. And following that, homegrown tomatoes perform. And this is all in the Forest Inn at Itasca Park. That's across from Douglas Lodge.
Okay. And it says you're going to have a brown bag lunch, advance reservation required on that. So if you see this, you know, call on, get a hold of Ray. And how do we get a hold of you, Ray? or do we call somebody else?
No, you can call me.
Yeah.
My number is 218-573-3243. Or you can send me a note on the internet at highpines@arvig.net.
Great. You know, and I see, you know, the first hike you're going to have, you know, is along the headwaters, along the Mississippi.
Well,
you know, from Gardner Farm Trailhead to Wilderness Driver. So that'd be northwest of the park then.
No, that's in the southwestern part of the park.
Oh.
See, that's everybody believes that Lake Itasca is the source of the Mississippi, but in fact, a lot of people believe it's a little bit further south, and that's the area that we're going to be hiking along the Nicollet Trail.
Okay.
And there's a number of intermittent creeks that run along that area. Which is probably, at times at least, the true source.
Right. You know, we're running down on our first segment here, but, you know, get a hold of Ray if you want to go up there, or show up at Douglas Lodge, or across from Douglas Lodge there, this Saturday, and come and enjoy the 6th annual hike. And with that, we'll be right back with another segment of Spotlight on Frazee. Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm still here with Ray Vlasic, president of the Laurentian Lakes chapter of the North Country Trail Association. And Ray, I know there's been a lot of work done this year and also in the past on the trails, but what specifically have been the big things this year?
Well, this year, Hank, we are working in the Tamarack National Wildlife Refuge, and we expect to finish that area this summer. We're well into it, about halfway through. We've already constructed about 10 miles of trail this summer with the assistance of the Minnesota Conservation Corps. You know, as you know, we have the Legacy Grant, thanks to the people who who voted for that amendment, and we have money to hire them and help us, so we're making rapid progress.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that, you know, because you get those young people, you know, they're in their 20s, teens and 20s, and they've got energy. They got about as much energy as Chuck Church.
You're right. Yes, they really move along and create a lot of trail for us.
Yeah, and it's good that we're finally getting through to Tamarack, you know, so in the near future you'll be able to go from Itasca to Tamarack.
That's right. They are now linked. Everything in between is done. It's hikeable.
Wow.
And it's a great way to get out in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. And besides, you know, the hike coming up in Itasca here this month, you know, we have monthly hikes all around,
yes,
year-round.
The chapter sponsors guided hikes every month. And so after the Trail Fest hike here at the end of August, we have more hikes coming up on October 6th.
That's my birthday.
First on September 22nd, we have a hike that's going to depart from the Elbow Lake Road trailhead. And then on October 6th, it's going to be a hike in Tamarack, and it's going to use some of that new trail that's just been built.
And that's going to be great, because if things work out right, we should have a lot of color about October 6th.
Yes.
And that's going to be fun. So, you know, it's always great to see what's going on in our area. You know, there's a lot of people that work very hard to make these trails happen, and to make a trail of national significance come from Lake Champlain and on the New York-Vermont border and all the way to Lake Sakakawea in North Dakota takes a lot of dedicated people, a lot of years. If I remember right, this trail was originally went through Congress. I think it was 1968.
That's when the original act was created. The North Country National Scenic Trail was actually created in 1980. 1980, was added to the group. Yeah.
And if you want to look at something comparable to that in the country, the Appalachian Trail is also a national trail of major significance. Million people come every year to walk on that one. Some of them fly from Europe just to come to see that trail. And that's what's going to happen here one of these days, right? We're going to have those Europeans around here. We're going to have to learn new languages. Besides, yeah, you betcha, and Tanaka, hey. But, Ray, I really appreciate you being on the program. And
thank you.
You can get a hold of what's happening all along the North Country Trail at the North Country Trail website.
northcountrytrail.org/LLC will get you right into the chapter.
Now, and so you look that up and you can see what's happening across the country, where all these great people like Ray are working so hard to make these trails a reality for you and your family to go out and enjoy. And with that, we'll catch you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.